Part of the UK Spine's mission is to support development of drugs which target biological drivers of aging. Toward this goal, the UK Spine's Bridge program has funded the project Gaining Biological Insights and Biomarkers in Healthy, Multimorbid, and Frail Elders. The principal investigator is Dr. Thomas Jackson, who is a clinician scientist in geriatric medicine at the Institute of Inflammation and Aging at the University of Birmingham. Collaborators on this work are Professor Janet Lord, the director of the Institute of Inflammation and Aging at the University of Birmingham, and Professor Andrew Clegg, the chair of geriatric medicine at the Bradford Institute for Health Research and consultant professor at the University of Leeds. Additional contributors include Dr. Carly Welch, Dr. Daisy Wilson, and Dr. Niharika Dugal, all of the University of Birmingham. Clinical expression of poor health in older age presents as multimorbidity, accumulation of diseases, and or frailty, a phenotype of a diverse aging. Multimorbidity occurs with clustering of specific diseases, suggesting common mechanisms driving cluster-specific pathology. Data suggests the main clusters are cardiovascular and metabolic diseases, psychiatric and neurological diseases, and musculoskeletal diseases. Using a well-characterized cohort of older people, this work will elucidate the role of fundamental drivers of aging in relation to disease clusters via comparative analysis of samples from two subgroups, those expressing unsuccessful aging versus those expressing healthy aging. Samples will be evaluated for pro- and anti-inflammatory cytokines by multiplex technology, systemic markers of senescent cell load, senescent cell-derived exosomes by nanoview cytometer, telomere length, and DNA damage markers, nuclear and mitochondrial, in peripheral blood mononuclear cells, PBMCs, by qPCR. Cross-sectional frailty and multimorbidity clusters in the cohort data will be identified by correlating cytokine, DNA damage, and cell senescence measures with clinical characterizations via network analysis and association rules. Categorical classifications will be defined using the phenotype model of frailty, non-frail, pre-frail, and frail. Latent class analysis will be used to compare disease clusters and risk factors for multimorbidity and frailty. Further multivariate discriminating techniques will include partial least squares discriminant analysis and principal component discriminant analysis. Samples indicative of the main multimorbidity clusters, frailty, and healthy older people will be selected to test the associations of mechanisms of aging, cross-sectionally and longitudinally over a one-year trajectory. Outcomes of this research will support design of clinical trials and development of novel therapeutics targeting frailty and age-associated multimorbidity. The researchers further aim to establish a wider consortium to validate findings in other datasets, Newcastle 85+, UK Biobank, and investigate trajectories of biological and clinical markers of frailty. This work brings together the University of Birmingham and the University of Leeds on a significant collaboration. Notably, Professor Clegg also represents the Bradford Institute for Health Research, extending the collaboration beyond pure AGIs. The outcomes of the work will have broad utility to researchers studying aging and pursuing drug discovery targeting the biological drivers of aging.